I have played through the entire Tomb Raider series, minus the majority of it. The first two games didn't get a video, cause I finished them before I decided to start making videos on this stuff, but this one is the lucky winner who gets a video. I've started playing this game in mid-February 2021, so by the time of recording I might have forgotten some stuff, but nonetheless, my name is Arfad and I will try to provide you with insight to the best of my ability. So, this time Lara goes to South America to find a hidden city that her father was looking for his whole life, which is weird? Didn't we find the hidden city already? Anyway, long story short, while trying to pinpoint the city's location, we stumble upon a dagger that Trinity is supposedly after, and it promises big trouble. What should we do? Take it, of course. But what happens? Big trouble, of course. Guess it's time to dive into the spoiler territory, so in case you want a brief summarization, skip to this timestamp. So, the story is your typical Tomb Raider stuff, going through tombs, collecting clues about where to find the artifact to stop the apocalypse, get a message that it's in another castle, seek help of aborigines, get mixed up in their conflicts, ultimately find the artifact, and stop the villain with it. Nothing too impressive, but I still want to talk about some specific parts of it. First of all, where do Lara and Amaru stand? Obviously a hero and a villain, but there's a twist. To me, it actually looked like Lara was the villain and Amaru the hero, because what Amaru wants? He wants to protect his people and the city they all live in from the outside world's threats, because they're still very much a tribal nation. There's a good reason for it, which is Lara's father wanting to explore it and reveal it to the world. His concern is pretty much understandable, and he even tried convincing him to not do that, but of course Richard Croft did not agree to cancel the research and expedition, so Amaru had to hire a killer to get rid of him.
And what about my world?
Well, obviously I don't care about your world.
You can't think it's the same.
It is. To a 9-year-old girl, I was a child!
To me, this is pretty understandable and not even necessarily evil. What does Lara want though? Find the city just because her father wanted that, and stop Amaru because no man shall wield this kind of power, yeah right. Oh, and also, he killed her daddy, so he has to be the evil one, never mind trying to save a nation by doing so. And what do we have in the end? Of course Lara comes up on top and Amaru gets death. Well, I wanted to see something different, and to better explain it I will mention one more thing that happened in the story. At some point, Jonah gets abducted by Amaru and he tries to convince Lara that he is dead, which makes Lara visibly angry and violent, though it turns out Jonah is fine. Here is how I wanted the story to go based on the state of Jonah at that moment. If Jonah is alive, then at the end Amaru should have also been left alive and get a moment of redemption, because obviously he's not an epitome of evil, is very likable and has a good backstory. But in my opinion this is how it should have went down. Jonah is also a very likable character that just got a love interest. It would be very dramatic if he actually dies, but in a meaningful way, like covering Lara during some action scene or whatever. He's not doing that much for the story anyway. This snaps Lara into going full Rambo mode and gives her the necessary strength to defeat Amaru. In the end, Amaru dies the same way he does in the game, but then Lara also dies after completing the ritual, saving the world and putting an end to the series. Maybe you think this would be a dark ending, but it's not all that bad. The world has been saved, she redeemed herself after starting the apocalypse, and she defeated the villain, went out in a blaze of glory. And yeah, the series should not continue any further. There is no setting for a fourth game, and they're clearly out of ideas. To summarize for anyone who skipped the spoilers, the setting doesn't make sense, the story is mediocre and could have been done better, Amaru is a great villain that is top 3 for me after Handsome Jack and Vaz, and the Tomb Raider series should end after this game. There is also a couple issues with the gameplay. First, it's nothing different from other games. Literally the same stuff, plus now you can hide in bushes, can't remember if it was a thing in previous ones. But skill trees are pretty bad. When you overlook them, you can't find any skill that feels essential or exciting. I could have finished the game without wasting any skill points, cause I was constantly finding myself in situations where I go, nah, that's whack. So I guess that could be useful, but meh. Because all skills seem kinda whack. Also, if you bought the full version of the game like myself, with all the DLC content, then crafting becomes completely useless, because you are provided with DLC weapons that, although cannot be upgraded, are so powerful you don't even need to upgrade them to top any base game weapon, so I've literally played through the entire thing without using crafting even once. Moving on to visuals. There's something you can't really complain about. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is still a game that is being used as a benchmark for today's hardware. There is not much diversity of locations, but I can tell you for sure that animations, textures and graphics are in A grade quality. No issues with sound design and voice acting either, characters look and sound pretty much alive. All in all, this game to me feels like a pretty shell with no feeling. It's just empty, repetitive and boring, but looks very good, can't deny that. I didn't really like it, but I think it should deserve a 7 out of 10. You will not hate it, but you'll get over it very quickly. If you've enjoyed listening to my rambling about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, check out this video, which is an extra long Cyberpunk 2077 review. It's kinda unscripted, but I'm speaking from my heart. Don't forget to follow my Twitch for live engagement and game playthroughs 3 times a week. Subscribe to my YouTube for more content like that. And if you need a video editor, hit me up on Discord, link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.